Hello everyone, welcome to this random flight database overview video. Today we will take a look at the user base. Before starting this presentation, I would like to tell you not to hesitate to contact me if you have any problems with RFD, and all help and suggestions are welcome to improve this software. This presentation is made with version 3.3.4 of RFD, which should be available shortly. Here we are on the main window of Random Flight Database. To access the user base, click on User Base in the menu. The user database window looks like this. From top to bottom and left to right. We have in the menu, Save, which allows you to save your creation or modification of the user base. Import, which allows you to import databases that are in XLSX format. Export, which allows you to export your current database in XLSX format and be able to share your creations with other users. Database name, which is an input zone to give a name to your database, and the Create button linked to it to create it. Base select, and a drop-down list which allows you to choose the database to display or modify, and the Delete button, which allows you to delete the database to display in this drop-down list. Import, with its gauge, which shows the progress of the import of your file. Airline is a drop-down list that allows you to select an airline present in the table below and display all the flights linked to it by clicking on the See Airline Route button. The user base table, which allows you to see all the flight information from the previously selected base. Add, which allows you to add a row in the table of the user base. Remove, which allows you to remove the selected row from the table. Remove duplicate, which allows you to remove duplicates from the database displayed in the table. Batch replacement, aircraft type, which allows you to rename an aircraft name in batches. An example will be shown to you in this video, it will be more telling. And delete all, which lets you delete all rows from the table. Now let's see two cases together. The easiest first will be to import a file. You can find files on my website in the download section. First, we need to give this database a name and create it. For reasons of limitations, the database name must not contain numbers and spaces. For this example, we will give it the name of Ryanair and click on the Create button. We select it from the drop-down list next to it. We will then go to the download section of my website, where you will find several download links depending on what you want to import. I click on By Airline. You will end up in a Google Drive shared folder. In this case, several choices are available to you. For the purpose of this example, I will download the Ryanair Week 7 file. Once this is done, we return to RFD and we will import our file by clicking on Import. A window will open asking if you are sure you want to import a file. We click on Yes. We choose the location of our file and we click Open. An information window showing you the number of lines the file contains opens. We click OK. A window asks you to confirm the import. We click on Yes. This allows you if you wish not to import the file if it contains too many lines, because the processing can be long. We can see the progress of the import. An information window tells you that the import is complete. And this import is automatically saved. We can see in the table or import. Of course, you can import several files in the same user database. Now by selecting the airline from the drop-down list above the table, we can see all of the airline's flights on the map. Let's see the batch replacement. You can see that the name of the plane is very complete, especially the 737. I would like to reduce the 737. I select the name of the corresponding aircraft from the drop-down list before. And in the drop-down list after, the name of the aircraft that will replace it. In our case, I will therefore simply choose the name Boeing 737-800 and click on Replace. Now we can see the name change of the planes. Our first database has just been created. For our second example, we'll create a new database. We do as before. This time we will give it for name, personal base, everything attached. We create it and select it from the drop-down list. And this time, we're going to create our own base by hand. We double-click in the first company cell to be able to enter what we want. I'll fill in our first line. For company, I chose Air France, for departure, LFBD, for arrival, LFPG, as plane the Airbus A320, for departure time 12:45. And flight number, AFR 4578. If you wish, when using RFD for it to display the logo of the airline, in this column must be present, the code IATA or ICAO of the airline, or no logo will appear. For registration, FGKXU, and this flight is on Monday. We can continue in this way on several lines, but you have understood the principle. You can find on my site a template file in XLSX format, which will allow you to do this in a spreadsheet and thus import it into RFD. Any changes so far are not saved. For these modifications to be saved, you must click on Save at the top left, select another base in the drop-down list or close the window. For these last two cases, you must answer yes in the window that will appear. Once saved, you can export it to share it. I created a Google Drive folder so that you can drop your creations there. You will find the link in the download section of my site. Tell me if this folder is accessible. Now, how to access our database in RFD. We go back to our main window and choose RFD. In the RFD menu, we go to Database, and we have several choices. Either use only the user base or combine it with the default base, Flight Radar, or combine all the bases. For this example, we will only choose to use our database. A window has just appeared asking you to choose the user base that RFD is going to use. We select the personal base. Once the user base is chosen, you can then use RFD as usual. For our example, I chose the base to create with our own hands and no criteria. I click on Submit and we find the line we created. If the user database has several lines with no criteria checked, RFD will randomly choose a line from the entire database. Here, as this video is finished, if you liked it, do not hesitate to put a blue thumb and to share it. You can also join my Facebook group and my Facebook Random Flight database page to keep you informed of the latest developments. If you would like to support the project, you can donate directly from RFD on the main window by clicking on the PayPal icon. Thank you all and see you soon for another video.